Hello, friends and neighbors! Back-to-back weekend days because why do I deprive myself of stuff I enjoy? Excellent question. This is Tesweegi back at the desk, and we are about to get into a very intriguing off-season because I've spent some time in between sessions scouting for potential trades, potential signings, talking with folks on the Discord that I usually hang out at, and actually have a bit of a running log there. I'm going to see if I can put a link right into the chat right now. So if you're not already on there, go hang out. Come see. There we go. But the reason I named this episode Fortune Favors is because are we going to be bold? Are we going to get lucky? We'll see. I'm also going to change up the music playlist a little bit. I was getting a little tired of just the same old Western tracks, so let's do a little bit of Outrun if you're a fan of the
aesthetic.
So, here we are, Oryx Buffalo's first day of the winter meetings, and you'll notice we have goals such as upgrade at right field, improve team home runs, acquire an MVP winner. So as part of my scouting, and trying to find what that looks like, one name kept surfacing up. Seiya Suzuki. Had a bit of an injury history last season, broken foot, fractured foot, and only played in 124 games as a result. But he's healthy, got 2 contract years, and thanks to that ridiculous year he had in 2022, he is an MVP winner. And Hiroshima is willing to give him up. So the trade I crafted for that was to give up one of our starting pitchers in Katsuki Azuma, one of our minor league guys in Futa Tanioka, and another minor league starter in Hiroto Mori. Now let's also see if we can pry someone else from this team. Ooh, okay, they're willing to give up Ryosuke Kikuchi too, but not at that contract. Nope, never mind. See if there's some other decent folks. I think Pat Valaika was on the trade block. I mean, he's got the contact and the home run power. But I also have a potential deal coming in for Max Kepler. So, yeah, among the things I did, we'll skip away from the trade for a second. Pending offers, I issued an offer to Daichi Suzuki to be a secondary captain. I mean, excellent leadership traits. Can play just about anywhere on the infield and left field. So I figured he'd be a suitable option to at least give a spring training invite to. And with a 1-year plus option contract, team option contract, I've offered to Max Kepler $3.5 million per year. So if he bombs, I'm not on the hook for that second year. I think the buyout's only $1 million. So, based on that, who else they'd be willing to give up? Not interested in giving up Kaito Kozono or Makoto Adua. David Dahl strikes out too much and is fragile. What about Motohide Kinoshita? He's interested. But it'd take Ita. Ita's got better range. As much as Kinoshita is interesting, I don't think he's going to be who I chase after here. Koki Ugusa is basically Yuki Sato with a more balanced bat, so I'm not really rushing for that deal. Ryoji Kuribayashi is actually a closer or reliever in the real Hiroshima Carp right now. It's nice that they let us like swap guys in and out, in and out, in and out until we find a deal we like. Okay, so we could get Kota Hayashi, but strikes out too often. 116 strikeouts. But 20 dingers last season. Could do decently at first, but we already got Maki Yamazaki for just that. Yoru Omori. That's 370. What about prospects? Ooh. We could get this fellow. Oh, right, fragile. But round. Okay, maybe not this fellow. Like a bit of a plug. They really don't have much by ways of usable folks to work with. Maybe that's why they're so interested in this deal. They can restock their coffers a bit. Not going to be able to get their number 10 prospect. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can always just ask them to retain some salary. Oh, you know what? I'll get Tomoki Ishihara here. I was looking for another catcher to work with. Contact isn't the greatest, but I like the eye discipline, I like the home run power, and I like the catcher ability being better than Yuma Tongu's. Will he be willing to eat salary? Okay. I think we got a deal. Hey, FJ, that guy. Hope your Sunday's going well. This is maybe the biggest deal we've done, and it's one of 2 remaining trades we have left on the season. Please welcome to the Orcs Buffaloes, the one, the only, Seiya Suzuki. Katsuki Azuma joins his 3rd team in as many years. Futa Tanioka wasn't going to break the club anyway. Yotomori looks like he's going to be in the minors still. Seiya Suzuki and Tomoki Ishihara. Go to our players designated for assignment. That looks a little better. So now if we get Kepler, we're going to flip him to left instead. If we update now. So Hiroya Miyagi would move into the rotation, but I also would not be opposed to having Tomiyama available. Yeah, if manager's going to pick Tomiyama, let's go with him. Kyoyama. You know what, let's keep Kyoyama up. We can figure out where he's going to play from there. And the minors, okay, pitching looks a little depleted. Oops. So maybe we go find some minor league starters just to plug the gaps, spend a little money, maybe get some folks from the independent leagues who are Japanese. Like this Tatsuya Shimizu fellow. I mean, yes, I'm willing to spend a little bit of money to make this team better. Fly ball pitcher with low movement? No, thank you. Atsushi Mochizuki is actually with the real-life Hanshin Tigers right now. To see him bombed out in the BCL. Dream fly ball, 21 years old. Let's get a scouting report on him before we make the purchase. It's honestly nice to see people or team players hopping into the independent leagues. Do I know a lot about custom leagues? No, I do not, FJ that guy. I really stick to playing real leagues. Custom leagues are not my thing. So the other trade I want to make, let's see what else happens during winter meetings, but I want to get rid of Brooks Kriske. I don't think he's going to do anything. Ooh. Hitomi Honda needs more surgery. Hopefully he comes back soon. Months. Okay, so he'd be back middle of next year. Thing I didn't buy on Tamura Hayase. He looks trash. But buy this Granny Kumana guy. Okuma's basically the same thing. Thomas Laura. Manny Guzman looks basically like this, but better. Game, don't crash on me now, please. Thank you. Well, I think that's a good start. Nothing like ticking off 2 goals in one fell swoop. Premier League Baseball, does that mean you're playing it over in the UK, FJ, or somewhere else? So did Kepler still thinking about the deal? All right. Funny thing is, I did that big deal, and my player payroll still only 11th out of 16 teams, 2 of which are expansions. Are there any ground ball pitchers among these folks? Yes, the guy we had in our bullpen last year who was not so hot. But you know what? I'm willing to put in for 1 year 750. I mean, he had some really bad BABIP luck, but his FIP was right where it should be. One thing I'd like to do, FJ, is at some point figure out how to do this, but to basically do a competitor to MLB, similar to what the WHA was to the NHL, what the ABA was to the NBA, and what the AFL was to the NFL back in the 60s and 70s. MLB never had that. I mean, they tried to do like the United Baseball League or whatever in 2000 or in the 1990s back during the strike years, but that never panned out. So I originally wasn't going to be trading or signing Shota Imanaga. You remember last stream, I thought about it, thought better about it, didn't. Where's Krisky? Let's do some shopping around him and Jui Tsuri, because low contact, low catcher ability. Yeah, that's a one-way ticket to out of here. My last trade for the year. I'd like to make it a good one. Oh, how nice. The Bears are willing to give me back Austin Franklin. Or Nobuyoshi Yamada. The guys I literally just lost to them in the expansion draft. You take me for a fool? There's Bobby Johnson. That's an awkward name. Keisuke Honda. Bit of a jerk. For Yvonne. Osho Kawasaki. You know what? Yeah, let's pull this one off. At least gets Krisky off the payroll. I also did some taking a look at the players we have on the roster down in the minors. So Kazumitsu Miura is probably going to be our next second baseman prospect. Ani Guzman, can't wait for him to become older than a teenager. Line drive hitter with that contact and avoid K and that range. Yeah, he's definitely our next shortstop. I mean, it's not like anyone down here on the farm has really torn it up for any length of time. Most of the starters, like Eiichi Noguchi and Yoshiyuki Yamakawa, were straight up bad last year. This is also the fewest number of players I've had in my organization in a long time. So, with no trades left, we are going to get to go into fast forward mode. Until next calendar year, where we have only 2 trades. Because we finished second in the Pacific League last year. Or this year. So Naoyuki Obayashi joins our minor league team. Helps to have a little bit of extra pitching help because we only have 16 guys. Thanks to everyone leaving. And we still have cash, so I can still go out and get some additional folks from the pitchers from the minors if need be. Yeah, with Shimizu joining the top flight or the minor league squad, I feel like that's a good choice. Betts was a bust. Gotta love that scouting potential going nowhere. Let's take a look at the off-season center. See who else is signed. Mitch Haniger stays with the Giants. Takahiro Shiomi bounces to the Marines in his retirement tour of the league. Ryosuke Hirata got 3 years at $2 million from the Tigers. Are you nuts? This guy? Okay, 3 Gold Glovers, point made, but not seeing it. A lot of bad contracts being thrown around. I mean, adding Seiya Suzuki more or less makes up for the loss of Eigo Tomogi, who went to the US, Taishi Ota, who's still currently a free agent. It's a shame that Mogi went overseas. He did really well for us last year. But then again, where do I put him? This is a stacked lineup now, especially now that Tongu's in. And relatively balanced against both lefties and righties. Yeah, Tongu over Maki Yamazaki is a tough call, but we want more dingers. And Tongu definitely will provide more dingers. Eight home runs and only 77 starts last year. Charlie Culberson goes to the Giants. Interesting. Hideto Asamura still has not signed with anyone. I wonder if that's because he's still looking for $10 million with an M dollars. Hayato Sakamoto returns to the Giants. Kel Surprise. $5 million a year for 4 years. Oof. Charlie Culberson goes from the Marines to the Giants. He can play anywhere in the diamond. Yan Cheng Wang returns to the Tigers. 1-year deal. Max Kepler says he likes our offer. Glad he finally decided to pick up the phone. A lot of guys still trying to ask for way too much money here. I mean, without Yamakawa, the thinking is the Lions aren't as strong of a team. I just don't. I mean, the concern is, are the fighters still better than us? Their pitching rotation, I mean, yes, took a rather substantial hit in losing Azuma, but we did get Seiya Suzuki as a result. It's not like the Carp are a playoff team last season either. All right, still no word from Julian Fernandez, who would be a great add to the either the minor league bullpen or the major league bullpen, come to think about it. Like, this guy would probably take over for Seth McGarry. Eat and meat. Now Higashihama heads to the Bay Stars instead of the Hawks. Jeffrey Marte moves to the Marines. That's going to make things interesting, because Jeffrey Marte is known for being a good hitter. Oh, he's fragile now. Okay. A lot of the big names still have not moved. Worse, the Nippon Ham fighters still haven't lost that much in terms of war. Like, they barely got picked over. In the free agent, or in the expansion draft. Oh no. No. Not Guru hit me hard. Son of a blank. I want Guru Vishnan hit me hard to drive off a cliff. Don't ruin Thad Ward. He was one of the best things about last season. All right, we got Max Kepler. So, Rositsky going to be taking over left field for us. Julian Fernandez also signs with us. That means Seth McGarry is going to be promoted. Fernandez gets called up, as does Kepler. Max is going to be learning how to play left field. And probably only in a next position left field, suggests against left-handed player's bench. So we'll still see Nishiuda play left against left-handed batters, which I'm okay with. Now the bullpen. Kaino, Fernandez, Iwazaki. Julian able to throw 100 miles an hour. And with all these power pitchers, I think they're going to do quite nicely with our pitching coach, Akinori Otsuka. Does better with power pitchers. So with that, I feel like that's pretty much going to cap out my free agent spending for the year. The Florida Gray Sox, AFJ? Yeah, I had a very Yankees-like run in previous sim. I won 7 Japan Series in a row with the Shizuoka Arrows. So if we get to that point where the Arrows are joining the league, keep an eye out for them. El Rojas Jr. goes to the Hawks. Ooh. Or goes back to the Hawks. Daisuke Sobue heads to the Lions. Kazumasa Yoshida, free agent, heads to the Carp. Taishi Ota goes to the Carp. They gave me they had to replace Seiya Suzuki, but $2 million for Taishi Ota? Yeesh. Well, once we get Matsunaga under contract, I feel like we're pretty much tapped out. Our payroll is now 9th in the league. I mean, we're still going to run a profit, but yeah, I got to keep an eye on that. All right. Thad. Now, depending on how the how the voting goes. All right, looks like we got Takahiro Matsunaga back to bolster the bullpen. Fantastic. Helps to have an additional lefty beyond just our closer. I'm really liking how this team has developed. It's a shame that Hitomi Honda is injured until like June. So I'm going to have to manually put Ichiro Suzuki in the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame at this point. Uh-oh. I was worried about that. Curse you! Guru hit me hard! Well, it's not like there's no lack of foreign pitchers who can step in. Danny Hechavarria played for the Chiba Lotte Marines, went back to MLB for 2 years, and now is with the Bay Stars. Interesting. Shota Imanaga settles on a 5-year deal with the Fighters, so they do get better after all. I mean, flyball pitcher, movement. Hopefully we can tee off on him a little bit, but still, not the greatest news. Hopefully Thad Ward is able to figure his bleep out. Otherwise, I need to go trade for Austin Franklin again. All right, so Tomoaki Kanemoto and Michihiro Ogasawara elected to the Hall of Fame. I'm going to put my thumb on the scale and right or wrong. Ichiro Suzuki, Hall of Famer, at least in MLB or an NPB. Okay, looks like I accidentally put him into the MLB Hall of Fame. That's weird. Let me see if this works too. Because Carl here, Mighty Tuffy, absolutely belongs in the Hall of Fame. He already does in the real world. Let's see if this is going to put him in the MLB or the NPB Hall. There we go. Tuffy Rhodes has the most home runs out of any foreign player in NPB history. I think he's one of the greatest foreign players to ever play the game, and he did so almost entirely as a member of the Buffaloes organization. 10-time All-Star, 2001 Pacific League MVP, 7-time Best 9, home run leader 4 years in a row, and tied but did not break the famous record set by Sadaharu Oh. So long overdue. Happy to put my thumb on the scale for that. And with that, also retire his jersey number. We just rerun through those stats again. 286 BA, 464 HR, 1,269 RBI. Times All-Star. 2001 PL MVP. 9. Home run leader. Happy to put my thumb on the scale for that. So I'm curious to see where the other folks are going to land. Okay, no, Suzuki did make it to the NPB Hall of Fame, not just the US one. I want to see those news stories. Aha. Tripped up the stairs. Ichido either belongs for the Seattle Mariners or the Oryx Blue Wave. Again, our former one half of what his current team is. And with a day before the preseason, any other interesting signings? Shahao Sung goes to the Hawks. Okay, Jay Jackson. Glad to see he got over his cannabis suspension and is now pitching with the Hawks. Wow, the Hawks spent a lot of money. I mean, we still lost a step, but we're not completely terrible among the existing teams. Most of the folks we lost in the expansion draft, I'm not going to miss too much. Payroll sits 10th. I'm okay with that. Oh, still in commissioner mode. I'm still in. Max a little sniff. Left field experience to start him off. Here we go. Let's do a scouting report on Toru Murata. Let's take a look at other pitchers. So there's other pitchers out there that I could pick up to fill in the spot if Thad Ward can't get his head back screwed on straight. I like Castellani. Let's go pitching ratings. Brawl. Hendricks injured, but a ground baller. Kyle Freeland. Ground baller had a decent year with Oakland last year. Not interested in coming to us. Dallas Keuchel. 36-year-old Dallas Keuchel. Not interested in coming to us. John Gray, probably happy to be out of the depths of Colorado. 2.2 million. Let him go to the Orioles. Former Buffalo Kendall Graveman. Now, the problem is I don't think I can spend as much on those guys. Will do, though, is scour the indie leagues. Take a look at someone like Glenn Otto, Charles King. For someone with green numbers, contribute right away in case Thad Ward loses his beans. Okay, Kyle Lloyd's an option here. Scouting report on him. Let me check in on some old friends. Grady House still going with the Diamondbacks organization. Garrett Frechette. San Jose Giants. Dudy Martinez. DPBL. Wow. Not expecting that. All right, preseason. The NPB. Urata, not worth investing in. Kyle Lloyd. Otto. I'm not going to make any moves until I hear back from Thad here, and hopefully he gets his head on straight. Wait a minute, where'd Daiichi Suzuki go? Oh, we got him. Okay. He'll get called up for spring training. It'll help to have another captain in this roster. Oh, yes, preseason. So I have to fix this schedule. Let me save the game. So like I said last stream, I couldn't figure out how to do the interleague for NPB. So let's go back to options. 140 games now. Let's move the calendar a little bit later than that. Give me a second. Interleague play is disabled. There we go. So if I go to my schedule now, we will be starting the season on the road, inaugurating the brand new park of the Niigata Komatsu Bears before our home opener on Tuesday, April 9th against the Saitama Seibu Lions. The All-Star break will take place late in July. The season itself will end just around October timeframe. Now I gotta hop to the minor league. Do 130 games. That one, the preseason doesn't begin until February 21st. So, the slate is clean. Naturally, Max Kepler takes a massive dip in our ratings. Why did that happen? Ah, his contact went down. Okay. Whatever. We still got Seiya Suzuki ready to beat the ever-loving stuffing out of the opposition. And it's free and clear and open season for the Bears and the Spirit, who I hope are going to have enough players to actually field a roster. I should probably turn on Ghost rosters. I should also change how long spring training is, because I think it actually runs longer in NPB. They have spring training, and then they have preseason games. So, you know what? No. Actually, timing looks okay. Homiyama. Alright, looks decent. So, with Honda still injured, onto the system he goes. We'll have Kyoyama and Takayasu coming out of the rotation. Iwazaki gets bumped from the closer role for Fernandez. Okay, that could be interesting. Hopefully he's not too peeved about it. Takayuki Kishi, still with a partially torn UCL, goes to the Fighters for 3 years at almost $2 million. Let's bring in Yasuo Sano just in case. Doesn't hurt to have too many pitchers. Yamakawa and Asamura are both still on the open market. Now, if I get Asamura, he's probably playing, what, first? I don't have anywhere else to put him. Certainly not a good enough defender to be second, and third is already Ryo Ota. That feels like gaming the system, to be honest. Tough, tough, tough call. We're going to go week by week and see if we can acquire an additional batter. I mean, I'd also be okay with just running Tongu out there, to be honest. Yamakawa and Asamura are not budging. Ginji. So sad to see you go. Okay, so Keating was able to build out their roster. Good, good. Worried that they might be up a creek. Their minor league squad. Niigata, same thing. Yasuo Sano joins the minor league squad. Good, good, good. Like our third overall pick might actually turn into something decent. Great to see. First overall pick, I'm excited to see how Sato here develops. We're probably going to have to send two of these guys down. Probably Miyagi, Yoshida. I gotta find a home for Hiroya Miyagi, because in real life he's so good. Hopefully my scout's just wrong about him. I don't know. Hop into the Nigun League. Let's fix the schedule there. Week later, games. Okay. So it looks like the farm team, because I can't figure out otherwise, will actually play. Actually, hold on. Why don't I just import the same file for the minor league team that I have for the major league team? Why am I making this hard on myself? That's more like it. Whoop, and I am out of music. One moment, please. Where's my spring training schedule? Have that yet? One thing I might do is schedule an exhibition series for Tuesday and Wednesday, a home and home against the Hanshin Tigers. Just because I feel like it'd be helpful. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. That might be next season. And again, improvement. Higashi improvement. Kaoru Higashi. Hiromu Issei may actually make his way up to the top club at this point. So, it is spring training. That Ward, so far, it still seems like he's in good spirits, so maybe he shrugged off whatever is going on with the Guru. I don't know. So, Nagari, yeah, can't come up, unfortunately, but Issei, Suzuki, Shimizu. Manager likes Shimizu in that sixth spot in the rotation. Interesting. Oops. Too many outfielders. Let's bring up the Yosai, Yuki. Other Taniguchi. And I think that'll do. 4 catchers, 3 first basemen, sea of middle infielders, but only 2 shortstops still somehow. I totally forgot I drafted this kid. Yakumo Fukui. So, Ishihata here probably is going to be our backup catcher, come to think about it. Unless Shungyosai Masuda has a really good spring training. What's our schedule looking like? We have a full month of spring training now, which is great. Before we didn't have that much time. So, time for the guys to figure their stuff out, stretch the legs, get accustomed to new teammates. Before I start making cuts. They're making Ken must start? Oh my goodness, things are desperate in Niigata, aren't they? So we'll do cuts on the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. Preseason predictions. They're predicting us to finish 4th? That's insulting. Like, Suzuki doesn't even rank in the top hitters. What gives? Thank goodness Hunter Renfroe is a free agent after this season, because I'm tired of giving up dingers to him. Maybe I should have signed Rojas instead of Kepler. We'll see. Yamakawa's still a free agent. What are... Like, these make no sense. Unless they know something I don't. Asamura is asking for 1.7 million. Oh, the Golden Eagles have put in for him. Fine. He can go back to the Eagles. What about Yamakawa? Giants. Do I put in for Asamura? This feels like putting way too much emphasis on offense. You'd have to play first instead of Tongu or Maki Yamazaki. No, you know what? That feels like cheating almost. Oh, Yanagita may be injured again. Ha 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 ha. Okinawa Kirin Spirit has not won a game in their franchise history yet. put up a 10 spot on them in the first. Oh my goodness, who was on the receiving end of that? Kazuya Ojima, then Reynaldo de Paula. They had to put their stud starter Yoshiyuki Yamamoto in. Eef. Suzuki swinging a good bat. Ota's batting 500 for the spring. Daichi Suzuki not so hot. Huda needs to get his head on straight. Ishihara is doing pretty well. Yeah, I think it's safe to say he's got himself a role on this team. Okuma doing pretty decent. Okay, let's take a look at our first cuts of the spring. Four pitchers have been sent down to minor league camp. Oh, it looks like the visit to the Guru actually helped Thad Ward. His ratings went up. I don't get it. Certainly not hindering his performance any. The Spirit finally got a win! Yay! Good for them. First win in franchise history. They almost didn't win it, but they did. Huda had another rough game. I'm worried about him. And who gets the win? The guy someone we traded away, Shunpeita Yamashita. He was in the Ogi deal. We traded away a lot of pitchers over the last little while. Alright, we need to trim the roster here on the defensive side. So the catchers, Ihara slowing down, but Shungyosai looks halfway decent. Sanchez is our erstwhile starter. Looks like he's gotten better. Got Kurebayashi, Tongu, who is knocking the stuffing out of the ball, and Maki Yamazaki, who is just sort of puttering along. At second, Juhei's having a rough spring. Yuta hasn't gotten enough playtime. I'm going to keep Yamakawa because he's also a shortstop. Yuta goes down to get us to 3 second basemen. Now, among the third basemen I have, Shoki's not seeing any playtime. Mune's not seeing any playtime. Oshita's not seeing any playtime. Ota is seeing all the playtime and benefiting. Daichi Suzuki is having a rough spring. I still want to keep him around as a potential utility guy, so I'm going to send Mune down. And then shortstops, we got our 2. Kepler's doing pretty decent so far. of the 6 left fielders we have, playtime, didn't see playtime. Kepler. Kita still having a rough go. Ishiuda wants to save his job. Yamamoto not doing so hot. Alright, so Yamamoto, Nishido, and Osho Kawasaki demoted. Keeping Yoshida there because he's really just our DH. Okay, center fielders. Yeah, of the center fielders, I think it's Hyogo Kobayashi who heads down. Of our right fielders, send down the 2 obvious choices. Gen's having a rough spring. I want Noguchi to get some more time. Alright, let's see how that goes. We'll make our final cuts at the next break. Ugh, the fighters always eat our lunch. Oh no, did Azuma get hurt after I traded him? Oh, how boned are the carp right now? Oh, I gotta see this. Keisuke Honda, broken. Katsuki Azuma, shoulder impingement. Gone for basically the whole season. Ah! Oh, you carp. You're boned. Yuki Yanagita, herniated disc. Well, yeah, he's carrying the Hawks now. That comes as no surprise. I hate to say it, but I think Isamu Fukuda may actually get demoted. Keeps this spring up. Not even batting that well. Like, buddy, I need you to do something here. Yoshida's his typical slow starter self. Everyone else seems to be doing pretty solid, though. Saitama Seibu gets Hideto Asamura. So we have him back in our division. Toshi Kashiwabara out with a hamstring strain. So there goes our shortstop. Ward back stiffness, so we'll just skip him in the rotation turn. I'm just thrilled that Guru hit me hard. Hasn't done anything to ruin the kid. May see Ogino or Okuma play short, at least to start the season, but we're going to call up Funato Ogino just to be safe. That, Ako Okuma flips to shortstop. Yuhei Fukuda gets a stay of execution and returns to the second base role. That's a pretty solid batting lineup, if only he actually works. Okay, Fukuda actually had a good game last time pitching. We got a gap coming up, and then that's going to be our final cuts. Another setback for Hitomi Honda. 2 now. $4 million over 3 years. Good for Asamura. If I'm not mistaken, he actually started his career with the Lions. Yes, he did. So it's a homecoming for him. I couldn't have afforded that anyway. I shot my load early. Oh, that didn't sound right. I took my shot earlier. Where did Yamakawa end up? Giants. Okay, so he's out of the division at least. Out of the league. Old man Kuriyama. Still a couple of guys floating around for teams to improve if they want to. Shimizu's impressed. I gotta say, I was not expecting him to do so well coming out of the Independent League. Julian Fernandez is not ready for prime time. Or at least not ready for the closer role. What happened here? Blown save. Save. That one's rough. Wasted a shutout. So let's force Iwazaki into the closer role where he belongs. Oh, they're going to ignore me. Well, could be a very interesting decision there. Fukuda's starting to come around. Good to see. So, of the folks heading down... Maybe Miyagi will do better in the farm. I don't know. At least we got McGarry as a yikes if something goes wrong with our pitching staff. So catcher-wise, who's sticking around? A little too close to call, so I'm gonna let the catchers figure it out. Sanchez has the starting role. That there's no doubt. An amazing defensive catcher. But between Masuda and Ishihara, open competition. Aki, man, you're killing me here. Not like Daiichi Suzuki's not doing any better either, so... Much as I would have liked to keep him, Daiichi's going down. Katsumata's gonna get some more playtime. Urebayashi, oof, buddy. Gotta pick it up. Fukui. Yeah, so Ogino's not getting any playtime right now, so him. Don't have to make every single choice right now, but I do want to at least get down to About 30 players, 35 players. Kepler's got the hammerlock on the spot. Kita just still can't figure it out. So, Kita? Hope you can figure it out in the farm still. I mean, you're only 21 years old. He's still got room to grow. Time to grow. Gonna be Wenbin Oyama. Cut. Now the right fielders. Yeah, it's gonna be Gen. Or it's Noguchi. Oh, they've won 3 games already without half their roster. Okay. Daichi Suzuki is available. Why did they want to keep putting Keiichi Noguchi at third? He's not a good third baseman. Better right fielder. He gets a 4th start. I just hope Kita can figure it out soon. I really want him to. Ota's cooled off a bit. Yuki Sato's batting 400 right now. Tongu, too. I mean, it is just spring training. It doesn't really count, but the fact that the Eagles are doing so well worries me a little bit. Kaoru Higashi is going to be so fun to have once he's finished developing. They've got their stud shortstop, Tsukisaburo Doi, up. Nice to see all of my pitchers doing well for the Eagles. Fighters are just gonna be tough. We're still in tough in this division. We haven't won it by a long shot. I mean, then again, the Hawks are getting bullied by injuries right now. The Hawks or the Lions now have this kid ready to slug. Basically what I'm getting at is every other team got better too. Ryo Nishimura is probably going to be the biggest power threat on the Bears. Spirit are really, really in tough. They got Kenta Maeda. He's injured. Good for him. He gets to retire somewhere nice. Inosuke Sato is already throwing harder. Clayton Beater has stopped being a world beater. He still might be a valuable component to the bullpen. We'll see. Good to have Daichi Suzuki kicking around in the minor league system just in case. Manny Guzman is on a hitting streak for the minor league Buffaloes. Osho Kawasaki might be found gold here. Not bad for a trade for Brooks Kriske. Ward's stamina's down, but his overall rating is up. I don't get it. Yoyama's ready to go. Fernandez looks like he's a solid get. Ota's contact rating went up. Yes. Okuma gets faster. Yes. Our last start of spring training. The Eagles have clinched the top spring training slot. Iwazaki blows a save. Two blown saves that game. So, final cuts time. 36 players. I think the rotation is pretty much set. Only cut we're going to see is... we know, actually we have to make a couple. Hiromu Ise down. I really like Tomiyama in the bullpen. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Yeah. No, Fujimoto will be fine. Okay. So we may actually run with 15 pitchers instead of 14. I don't know. You know what? Actually, let's keep Tomiyama down in the minors. Let's let him stretch out. Stretch out and become a starter. He was close. Or do we send down Fukuda? Keep Tomiyama up with the club. I think that may be the play. Because Shimizu pitched really well. Like, shockingly well. Able to keep his walks down. Ball in the ballpark. You know what? Early season, we can allow some fungibility there. Tomiyama's basically first up. Whoever gets injured or flubs it. Now, over to the batting side. Well, that settles it. Our new backup catcher is Shungyosai Masuda. Well done. Alright, of the third baseman. Kurebayashi had a rough spring. Katsumata did well, though. Oh, that's going to be a tough call. Make the easier calls, at least. Kepler, great. Nishigura will stick around. Hirano had a good spring, but then again, so did Yuki Sato, and he's our stud. Gen finally turned it around, but, I mean, we can't keep 7 outfielders. Gen, the one that heads down. Now the infielders. We have to run Yokiushi Yamakawa because we don't have other options unless put Kure. No, we can put Kurebayashi there. Yakumo Fukui played well, but way too young to bother. Did I just? I put him on the 40 man. Oops. That was a mistake. We need to make one more cut. I think it's going to be Yamakawa. Katsumata and like Maki Yamazaki played decent. Yeah, Kurebayashi did well enough. Maki Yamazaki actually is the one who's going to be heading down. Who's doing best on the farm that we could call up? Might be another middle infielder. Might be Daichi Suzuki after all. Because, I mean, once Yonotoshi Kashiwabara's back, he's going into that spot. We don't have anyone else who can fill a middle infield slot. So, Daichi Suzuki, come on back. So the question is, did we do enough to get better than the rest of the league? We added Seiya Suzuki, we added Max Kepler. Hongu looks ready to tear the cover off the ball. Once he's healthy again, Kashi Wabara is going to be our stud center shortstop. Outfield looks as good as it's ever been. Rotation lost a bit of a step, but I'm still comfortable with where it sits. And if Julian Fernandez turns out to be a dud at closer, we'll just send him down and bring back up McGarry. How humiliating do you think it must be for the Chiba Lotte Marines to have come into this as an established team and end up tying the Komatsu Bears in spring training? I mean, you expect the Spirit to be bad because they're an expansion team, but the Bears might have actually cracked the code.
Mostly by taking my players.
And might be decent. So with the new season predictions, eager to see if we've now predicted to win the thing. The thing being the Pacific League. Yep, I think we can at least do 500 ball, at least. Nosuke Sato, 5th in the prospects list. Nice. Tigers with a pair of really interesting prospects. There's no Canadian I know, no Torontonian I know, named Dondre. That can't be a real person. That is a real person. My sincere mistake. Ah, that's the issue. His skin tone is a little off. But And once the Marines got Matsuda, that really helped out their overall look of their farm system. That is one solid-looking lineup, if I don't say so myself. Yoshida, Kepler, Suzuki is one, and then into Ota. I mean, you really can't ask for a better 3 through 6. So we are now predicted to win the Pacific League with Yoshida, Suzuki, and Ota all in the top batters. That's more like it. All 320 home run guys, too. Nice. Asamoto is going to be a pain in the butt. Yamamoto is a top pitcher. Thad Ward expected to be a top pitcher. I mean, he was solid in spring training. No follow-up on the story from the Guru, so hopefully that's for the best. So I think that's going to about do it for this session. I got some stuff I want to do outside of stream, so I will take care of that. Thanks for tagging along on a Sunday. Be sure to follow so you know when I'm starting up next. That will probably be Wednesday, and it will be the 2024 opening day at the brand new Hard Off Eco Stadium Niigata against the Bears. Then the home opener against the Lions. Till next time, everyone. Firage, take us out.